The Bhagavad Gita is a teaching given by Lord Krishna to Arjuna when Arjuna was in a state of crisis. The teaching was given at the beginning of a battle, as life itself is a battle to be gone through. It was given in 18 chapters, meaning from 18 different standpoints. And the first chapter is said to be Arjuna Vishada Yoga, which introduces the context for the entire teaching. So unless the student demands the teaching or needs the teaching, till then the teaching is not given. So when the time comes for the teaching to transpire, then it is given unto the student. Now, Arjuna was in a state of perplexity. He did not know how to proceed further in the execution and the living of life. And therefore, in order to clear his perplexity in life as to how to proceed and function in life, Lord Krishna gave a teaching on the fundamentals of life and the fundamental truths of life. And then in order to make him understand the basis of human existence, he gave him a teaching on Dharma. So Gita could be said to be Dharma Upadesha, an instruction on Dharma. What Dharma is. So that only once you have understood what this Dharma is, the nature of this Dharma, would you be in a position to thereafter go about operating in life with confidence and knowledge. Otherwise, you would still keep on living life with ignorance and in perplexity. So to clear all that, the entire teaching was given. Now, as we said, it was given from 18 different perspectives. When you look into a problem from 18 or situation from 18 different perspectives, it will become more clear to you. From 18 angles, you are viewing the whole problem. So therefore, it becomes more lucid and more clear to you. So that is why from 18 standpoints, the first one was the dejection of Arjuna, the perplexity, the confusion that he had about the nature of Dharma. That was that. Now, traditionally it is said, Gita is divided into 3 sections. The section dealing with karma, the first 6 sections deal with karma yoga. The second 6 section deals with bhakti, or you could say with adoring God. Bhakti means loving adoration of God is said to be bhakti. So the second 6 chapter deals with that. And thereafter, the last 6 chapters, they deal with jnana, with knowledge. Because in order to operate, you need this knowledge. And this knowledge is said to be Atma Vidya. Atma Vidya is this knowledge. So therefore, often in the Gita, over and over again, Lord Krishna is using the word Atman, Atmani, Atmana. indicating that it is Atma Vidya. Though we say it is Brahma Vidya, but really speaking, since Atman is the Brahman, and Brahman is the Atman there within you, therefore it will be more correct to call it as Atma Vidya. So Atma Vidya means a Vidya or a knowledge or an inquiry into the true nature of one's own existence, one's own beingness. One's own beingness is said to be the Atman. Who am I? And what am I? Everyone in the world, of course, is interested in himself. So really speaking, religion, the theme and the subject matter of religion is the individual. All the scriptures talk about you, talk about the individual, because it is the individual who has the problem. So the problem is for the individual. So the individual has to understand himself. At the present moment, of course, everyone knows that I am, I exist. But it is not clear to him as to the manner of his existence. Who am I really? If you ask any person, who are you really? Each one will be giving a different answer. Because none of them it is very clear as to who he is. Who am I? That may be the first time that the person may be even thinking about it. Who am I really? Or what am I? So this is what the theme and the subject is. The entire Bhagavad Gita in all the scriptures. Now that is why the 13th chapter is very appropriately and correctly called as the distinction between the Kshetrajna Adhyaya, the section dealing with Kshetra, the field, and Kshetrajna, the knower of the field. So it is a knowledge between these two. What is the field and who is the knower of the field? So knower of the field, of course, is distinct and different from the field. So this particular chapter is mainly meant to clear this distinction between the two. Why? Because at the present moment there is an apparent confusion as to who the knower is. The knower has got mixed up with the known. The knower of the field has got mixed up with the field and is not clear about his own existence as to who the real knower is. Though everyone says that I know this, I know that, but this person who knows has got himself mixed up with the field. As a result of this, things are not that very clear. Then, from another point of view also, the Bhagavad Gita traditionally is classified into 3 sections, the 18 chapters, with reference to the Mahavakya Tattvamasi. So the first 6 chapters, it talks of Tvam, about you. You are the theme and the subject matter. The first 6 chapters. Then the next 6 chapters, from the 7th to the 12th, it talks of Tat, the divine. So one is you, the other is the divine. So Tattvam. Then the last 6 chapters, they teach you the way by which this identification of oneness of you with the divine takes place. Practical Tattvam Asi. How this process of being the one with the divine could transpire in sadhana and knowledge. The last 6 chapters. So it is called jnana sadhana. Jnana sadhana. The practical way by which you obtain your identity or oneness with the divine, which is Tat. So thus in this manner, the 18 chapters are also classified. Now, having said this much, then he talks of, the Gita talks also of karma, the performance of action. Then it also talks of love and loving adoration, popularly called as devotion or bhakti. And it also speaks of jnana, knowledge. So in all the chapters you will find all three aspects interfusing with each other in their teachings. Because in every person you find all the three components. Everyone will have to do karma. Everyone has got this loving adoration or love in their hearts. So love is there too. And then of course, everyone needs the jnana or knowledge. So all of these things, all three factors are naturally incorporated in the entire body of the Gita. Now we will begin with the 13th chapter. Then, in this particular chapter, there are a number of aspects which get opened out. Number of aspects. First is, in what way, katham, in what way, Brahma Atma Ekatva Vijnanam transpires. That is to say, in what way does the knowledge and the understanding of the Atman with Brahman transpires. That Vijnana or that knowledge, how does it take place? How you obtain your oneness and identity with the Atman. Because that is the theme of the last 6 chapters. Tattvam Asi. For this purpose, there are 8 factors which you will have to know. The first is, Kim Brahma, what is Brahman? So what is Brahman has to be understood. If you want to find your identity with Brahman, you must know what Brahman is. And Brahman is the technical Sanskrit word for the divine, for God. In the Hindu tradition, in the Hindu scriptures, for God the word Brahman is used. Brahman is the word, it's neuter, and very appropriately the word has been used, Brahman. So what is this Brahman? It will get explained here in this chapter. Kaha tu Atma, what is this Atma? What is this Atma? If the Atman is to go find its identity with Brahman, then you must know what this Atman is also. So that is the second factor which has to be known. What is this Atman? And then, what is Anatma? If you talk of Atma, then there is also Anatma. Because now the Atman has got mixed up with the Anatman. Therefore, you must know what is the Anatma. Anatma means the non-self. Atman is the self, and Anatma is the non-self. And the non-self is what has been used. The Anatma is the field, Chetra. So the word Chetra is the Anatma. The Chetrajna is the Atma. So therefore the third thing which has to be known is, what is the Anatma? Then, Tat Krita Bandha. So due to this Atma and Anatma, how did this bandha or bondage take place? How did this bandhanam take place? What was the process which brought this about? Then, by what knowledge, katham jnanena nivartate? By what knowledge can this bandhan or bondage be removed? You need that knowledge also to remove the bandhan. The bandhan was due to some identification, and by what knowledge could you remove it? By what understanding it could be removed? Then, what is that knowledge? Sixth one, what is that knowledge? Kim jnana. And the seventh one is Kim jnana sadhanam. And what is the sadhana for this knowledge? It's all right, you're saying that this knowledge is there, but what is the jnana sadhana? The practical means which will help you to obtain this knowledge, to execute it, jnana sadhana. Then after that, what is the state of Jivan Mukta who has become identified with the Brahman? So once the Atman realizes his identity and oneness with the Atman, the person becomes a Jivan Mukta. And what is the nature and status of the Jivan Mukta? So all these factors will be mentioned in this particular chapter. So thereafter, in the very first verse itself, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Sri Bhagavan said. Now the word Bhagavan is also very interesting. Why is the word Bhagavan used there? Bhagavan. Bhaga means six. So a person who has got these six attributes in him is said to be Bhagavan. And what are those six attributes? Because of which the good Lord is called as Bhagavan. Is we say Bhagavan, Bhagavan. But what is it? What does it mean? Who is he? What capacity he has? So he says, Utpattim cha vinasham cha yo janati. He who knows the Utpatti and the Vinasha, the beginning and the end of this entire universe. Utpattim cha vinasham cha. He who knows all about creation and how to terminate this creation. Utpattim cha vinasham cha. Then Bhutanam gatim cha agatim cha. And who also knows the gati, that is say, after each person leaves his body, where each person is going. Each individual is going, that he knows. And also from where each person came into this world, that also he knows. Gatim cha agatim cha. Then he who knows, who has the vidya, the knowledge, and avidya too. Who is in total command of vidya and avidya. So these are the six. Vidyam cha avidyam cha yo veddi. Bhutanam gatim cha agatim cha. Utpattim cha vinasham cha. So all these six factors he who knows is said to be Bhagavan. This is one point of view. Then, the word Bhagavan is also understood from another point of view with six attributes. Jnana, Bala. So he has the Jnana, the knowledge. Jnana. Aishwarya, Sakala Aishwarya. He has all the Aishwarya, the glory. And what is the glory of this that he has? The glory of the universe. That is the glory of the whole universe is there in his hands. So Jnana, Aishwarya. That is the Aishwarya. Because when you want to take somebody to your home, you show him your Aishwarya. The way Yudhishthira was showing his Aishwarya to the who is this? Yudhishthira was showing his Aishwarya to Duryodhana. So here also, this is the Aishwarya. This is the Aishwarya of the good Lord, the whole universe. Iske bada kaun Aishwarya hai? What is a greater Aishwarya than this? So, Jnana, Aishwarya. Then, Bala, he has got the Bala, the capacity. Virya, and then to execute that. Then Tejas. Tejasvi hai. So, Bhagavan is Tejasvi hai. Because he is Tejasvi, because if Bhagavan were to appear in front of you, there isn't anything more glorious than that. So that is why you say Tejasvi Purusha hai. So in this way, the word Bhagavan is understood. Then, the first verse begins as Idam Shariram Kaunteya Chetram it Abhidiyate Edat yo Veti Tam Prahu Chetrajna iti Tatvidaha. O Kundi Putra. O Kundi Putra. So here Lord Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Kundi Putra. Why? There is a reason for that. Kundi is supposed to have been born of the earth. Born of the earth, Kundi. So there also here too, this is the earth. It is in this earth. This is the field. This earth is the field. It is in this field that you will have to manifest the Atma. Take it? It is in this field. So, the Chetrajna has to be discovered here. Why? Because at the beginning of creation, Yo Yajno Babuva, that supreme is a Veda mantra. That supreme, as a yajna, as a great sacrifice, Babuva became this manifest universe. That supreme, as a sacrifice, became this manifest universe. This is the field. The universe is the field, the Chetra. And it is in this field. And that is why Yajno Vai Vishnuhu. Yajna Vai Vishnuhu. That means sacrifice indeed is Vishnu. So the great being, the Almighty, the Divine, as a sacrifice became Vishnu, the earth. So that you too also could discover the Vishnu Tattva or the Parabrahma Tattva in this very earth itself. And that's why there are two fields. There are two fields here. One is the outside field. The whole of manifest nature. The entire cosmos is said to be the manifest field. Then there is an inner field. Your mind field. Your mind is the inner field. Wherein once again, it is here only. You'll have to manifest the Atman. You have to manifest the Atman. So, simultaneously, this manifestation occurs. When you develop the capacity to manifest the Atman within you, in your mind field, M-I-N-D, mind field. So that is where the Brahma Anubhava is to take place, is to transpire. And when that takes place, when that transpires, simultaneously, it will also happen in the outside field. That in the outside field also, the entire field will be manifest as Parabrahman. As Parabrahman, which is the basis, the substratum, the Adar for the entire universe. The unseen, divine, or Parabrahman will get manifest there, both within this mind field and in the external field. So therefore, very correctly, he has used the word Kaunteya, Kundi Putra. Then he says, Idam Shariram. This body, Idam Shariram. Kaunteya, Chetram iti Abhidiyate. It is said to be the Chetra. This body is said to be the Chetra. Now why is it that this body is said to be the Chetra? Because Chetra, in a Chetra, four things to happen. This body is said to be a Chetra, a field. So it is, first of all, a field of experience for you. The outside world is also there. But this is a shariram. This body is also a field of experience for you. So in this field of experience, what happens? 4 things are said to happen in this field of experience. But before that, let us understand one thing. In the 7th chapter, Lord Krishna had said that I have 2 prakritis, apara prakriti and para prakriti. So the apara prakriti is now being designated apara prakriti. That is said to be the kshetra. Now, what is this apara prakriti? Yes, this apara prakriti is made up of, initially it was made up of the 3 gunas. The word prakriti means the 3 gunas in a samya avastha. In a samya avastha of equilibrium, then it is said to be prakriti. Then this prakriti, what happens is, this itself, this modifies itself, this prakriti modifies itself, undergoes its various modifications, becomes this body along with the mind, senses and the outside world around. And then once the prakriti has become this, then the Purusha, the knower, gets identified with this. Prakriti. Then once it gets identified with this prakriti, the Purusha, once it gets identified with this prakriti, then what happens? Because of this adrishta, there is an adrishta, you see. For whatever karmas that you do, whatever karmas which are done by anybody, these karmas will have to be reaped by you. That principle which makes these karmas get reaped by you is said to be adrishta. That's the potency of these karmas, which will enable you to reap the karma palas of previous lives. So, and those, along with this potency of these karmas, Ishvara Preranena, by the compulsion of Ishvara, there is an Ishvara factor there, as to which karmas have to fructify for each person at which time. Because karmas by themselves are jada. They are jada. They can't they have no intelligence to operate. But they have to be impelled by an intelligence. So that intelligence is Ishvara Prerana. So that comes into the picture, which impels the adrishta, the unseen potency, to work itself according to its own particular time and place. So as per that, what happens? The individual who has got identified with his body now experiences sukha and dukkha. Sukha, dukkha. So through this experience of the sukha and dukkha, he obtains 2 things. He develops either bandhan, if he does it through ignorance, and he also develops the way towards moksha. So that means this experience that we have, all these experiences which we have, either it's leading us towards taking us into bondage, or the same experience will help you with better understanding to lead you to moksha.
It is the same door for entry and exit.
It's exit for both. The same thing. So for moksha and bandhan, so it is being provided, the same circuit. The same circuit is being provided for you. It all depends on the way you are going to use it. ये अनुभूति से और experience से, with this experience, it will either lead you to more bondage, or if you experience it wisely, it will lead you to moksha. It will lead you to moksha. And it will lead you to moksha by going through the various sadhanas, moksha sadhana. By going through the moksha sadhana, it will lead you towards moksha. And then this kshetra, the Prakriti has modified itself into this body called the kshetra. This body, which is made up of deha, the body, indriyas, mana, buddhi, ahankara, that is say, the body, the senses, the mind, the intellect, and the ego. Ego means the I sense. The I sense. I am doing, I am enjoying. That I sense. That I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. This sense is also there. And this sense, along with this sense, then the person gets involved with raga and dvesha, with likes and dislikes. He is involved with likes and dislikes, or that is on one side, and that is towards bandhan side, and then towards the moksha side, the same person, with the help of these factors, can practice sense control, mind control, which will lead him to moksha. So the same field is there for both for bandhan and for moksha. The same body is there, the same field is there. Then, does this body, which is the karya karna sangata, which is the combination of attribute, which is the, shall we say, the aggregate of all the sense organs and the body put together, with which, so this is said to be the sangata lakshana. And this is personally experienced by everybody. This is personally experienced by body. And this is said to be the kshetra. This particular karya karna sangada is said to be the kshetra. And it is also called as kshetra because of 4 reasons. The word kshetra is used. So this is the kshetra. This body is said to be the kshetra. And it is also called the kshetra for 4 reasons. What are the 4 reasons? First is, as you keep on experiencing, what happens? Everything, as you keep on living and experiencing life in this body begins to fade away, isn't it? It fades and decays like a tree decaying. This body is also decaying. So therefore it is called as kshetra. It is called as kshetra. Charan hora. This is one reason. It's a natural dharma. It is a natural. That is why it is called kshetra. That's a natural tendency for this body, for to undergo this character of growth and decay, and decay is taking place. Then also, it is also called as kshetra because it protects you when you practice shama dhamma ityadi, shama dhamma sadhana ityadi, practice sense control, mind control, body control, etc. Then this very body itself will help you to lead you to moksha. So this is the second reason when you practice this. Then the third reason is, it is also called as kshetra because like a candle flame, shinoti, it lights up, illumines everything, but then it itself dies away. So here also this body, it lights up the universe for you for some time, and then having lit up, khatam ho gaya. It it finishes off. Like a candle flame, it finishes off. So, that is this body. That's the character of this body. Then, the fourth factor is, that it is also called as Kshetra because this is the body in which the karma phalas are experienced. Like in a field outside, when you sow the seeds outside, you will experience the fruits of those, the phala of those seeds as a crop in the field. So also this body is the place wherein the karmas of your previous life get experienced in this life. So it is the field of experience. This body is the field of experience for all the karma phalas. So for these four reasons also, it is called as Kshetra. Then, it is also called as Kshetra, all what you see is said to be also the Kshetra. Anything which is seen is the Kshetra. Anything which you see is the Kshetra. Beginning from, you see this universe, that is the Kshetra. You see this body, it is a Kshetra. Drishya Jatam. All that which is seen by you is a Kshetra. So Kshetra means it is that which is known by you. Is Gaya. And Kshetrajna is the one who knows it. The one who knows it is the one who knows the field. So anything which he knows is the field. So from these three perspectives,
Kshetra in the sense is the owner or Malik.
The knower. The knower. He is the knower. Kshetrajna is the knower, not the Malik, the knower. Knower of the field. So anything he knows his mind. So he says, my mind. So the mind is part of the Kshetra. He knows his intellect, he says, my intellect. Then he says, I have an ego. I have. That means you are different from the ego. Ego is different, you are different. So ego is another function of the mind. The intellect is another function of the mind. Buddhi is another function of the mind. Memory is another function of the mind. I have a good memory. I have a bad memory. So all these are functions of one and the same mind. So anything which a man knows is said to be the Kshetra. And the one who knows it is said to be the Kshetrajna. So
and
thus
I is Swamiji Kshetra.
I is also, this I, the one who knows. But we will come to the real knower. There is a pseudo knower. The real knower is different. There is also a pseudo knower, the one who knows. So when you know something, what happens is, sometimes you know, sometimes you don't know, and sometimes you are quiet. So thus in this way, he says, Edatyo veti. He who knows all this is said to be the Kshetrajna. He who knows the Kshetra is said to be the Kshetrajna. And he knows it naturally. Naturally you know it. So you naturally know that I have a body, you know your body, you naturally know it. So now you are the Kshetrajna, the knower of the field. But are you the real knower of the field? We'll come to that later. You are not yet the real knower of the field. So who is the real knower? We'll come gradually, little by little. But right now you also are a knower who knows the field. The one who knows this particular knower also is due to a certain factor. Then, Edatyo veti. He who knows this, he who knows the field. How does he know it? He knows it because he's identified with it. He knows his mind. He's identified with the mind. Huh? Sometimes when he's identified with the mind, he says, I am unhappy. I'm happy. So there is identified with the mind. Huh? Then he says, I have a troublesome mind. Huh? My mind is giving me trouble. My mind. He doesn't say I am giving trouble to myself, but he says my mind is giving me trouble. So there he is knowing his mind separately. Huh? So in both instances he is a Kshetrajna. Huh? In one sense he is identified with it. In another sense he knows it separately. But in both times he is the Kshetrajna. But there is another Kshetrajna who is different from this. The real Kshetrajna. And that real Kshetrajna will be described later on, beginning from the second verse. So now in this verse he says, there is someone who knows it. Who knows. And this knower is said to be the Kshetrajna. Who knows the body, who knows the operations of the body, but who is at the same time identified with the body. He knows it in identification or separately. In both sense also he is a Kshetrajna. Edatyo veti tam prahuhu. Such a person, tam prahuhu. So for such a person, Kshetrajna iti tatvidaha. So tatvidaha means the wise people who have understood and who know the distinction between the true Kshetra and the true Kshetrajna. Those people who know it separately, who obtain the Atma Jnana, who have, like sages like Vasishtha, Vishwamitra, the other great sages who have understood this separately, they say this, that there is this. So Tatvidaka means the knowers of the Atman. They say that the one who knows the Kshetra is the Kshetrajna. Is the Kshetrajna. So the real Kshetrajna will be taken up later in the second verse. Here it just ends up with the point, the one who knows it. One who knows it. Alright then, we'll stop with this.